Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is going to sometime today. It's a cold one out there. So anyway, besides how cold, I mean, it was like 17 this morning. So yeah, it was a cold one. So anyway, I hope you're getting out in nature, and at this time of year, as always, be mindful of how you treat yourself and others. Maybe you're the one that's going through some shit. So that means, like really get out in nature, hug a tree, or, Starlight doesn't hug anybody out here. Um, so that is off limits, but hugging a tree sounds like fun for Starlight right now. And also be mindful, when it comes to getting together with your family, is that you don't have to, put everything on your plate. And just, if you are on a diet, stay on your diet. Don't let the holidays ruin your diet. So besides that, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight. And that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you can also share this video with your family, friends, a unicorn, and a dragon. And I don't have my dinger bell, so don't forget the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And you can also check out my playlist. Plus, you can also follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Digna Starlight. So anyway, this is a big, sorry, I just got done brushing my teeth, so the toothpaste is like kind of stuck there. And it's toothpaste without fluoride, absolutely. So anyway, this is one of the hardest topics for Starlight to make. It's because about parents that do lie to their children about Santa Claus. And this has been my worst year about Christmas time that I've ever had, So, and this is why I'm making it, because all children are different. They're not the same. And before I even do my notes here is, their education is different. You might have children at different ages, and they learn at different speeds and stuff like that. So be mindful about, this topic with your children. But before I get too carried away, I'm going to take you back, and I didn't know this until I researched it. So the history of Santa Claus, and my parents did not teach me this when I was growing up. My dad, I don't remember. My dad, I found this out later on somewhere in my life. I didn't find this out at home, because my mom did not have an education, and my dad, was blind. So, I don't know what he learned when he was in school. So anyway, with the history with Santa Claus, did you know, even before St. Nicholas, now some of you might go online and find this out yourself, but there's a story before 1150 AD. There's a version of the tale of an innkeeper, and there is a dark version of this Santa Claus before Saint Nicholas was around. So this was a dark version of Santa Claus a long time ago, like I said, in the 1550 AD, and a story of a French butcher who craved human flesh. Now I wonder why Starlight's got an issue with Santa Claus. I mean, I am telling you, I am at this library, and It wasn't yesterday, but I believe it was Saturday because they're closed on Sunday. I was in here doing my thing, and they had a craft sale out in the hallway out here, and they were selling all kinds of Santa Claus, all kinds of holiday stuff, and then they had drinks out in the hallway, and you had to go past the table with the coffee and the hot chocolate and all that to get to the bathroom. So Starlight was going back and forth throughout I went to the bathroom a lot. I'm like, something's not quite right with me. But, and so the next time I went through to use the bathroom again, whew, Satan Claus was outside in the hallway here. And, he was the fakest looking Santa Claus, because his beard was falling off and it was cheap, and his whole Santa Claus outfit was all, not like, like the expensive ones. So, and you could see his dark beard through the thick, through his fake beard, so, but, it startled me. I didn't know that they didn't have a sign outside letting you know that Santa Claus was going to be here. They might have had it advertised somewhere to draw kids out here to go and sit on Santa Claus's lap. So I've had a couple of shockers, but man, I'll tell you what, it did stir up some emotions in Starlight, and I really, inside of me, I'm like, get away from that Santa Claus, Starlight, because I just, like, something inside of me wanted to snap. I'm like, whew. But I made it through the day. And this is the side effects of when parents lie to their children, about a fake Santa Claus. So now, after I was talking about the French butcher who craved human flesh, then later the story behind Santa Claus goes back to the 3rd century during the time of St. Nicholas, which he was a monk and some say he was a bishop. So, and, he went around and helped people, children out. And that he was born 280 AD. So, why does Santa and many people lie to children about Santa Claus being real? So this is everywhere, like I go to McDonald's, now they got, decorations, and they had to have like Christmas cards that have Santa Claus's face, and it does cause a lot of problems in the world, in the United States, that is, because there are people that don't want nothing to do with Santa Claus. But they're forced to deal with this every year, and for the holidays. And then you got the other cases where there's lots of people that want to introduce Santa Claus to their children, and I got a shocker today as I was online, and somebody, this is how the Matrix works, is I got like a message on my Facebook, from a relative, and it's kind of funny, is because my mother does pick up garbage on the ground, and she does different things, helping out in the community. Well, she was gonna, the town wanted to give my mother a reward. I heard about it, and I didn't know that Santa Claus was involved. So when I checked out my Facebook, there my mom was with a realistic looking Santa Claus, not like this clown out here that was out here pretending to be a Santa Claus. Now that one looked 100% real. And there my mom was, and she said that was the first time she was ever with Santa Claus. So, so I have had my fill. When is Christmas over? So it has caused a lot of stress in my life as far as Christmas, and this is the worst year I've ever had as far as dealing with Christmas music. I dread it. My kids had to deal with me when they were growing up, especially my son, because he was there the full time with me, so he knew that it was really hard every Christmas to deal with his mom, and he always tried to get me in the Christmas spirit by putting Christmas music on. So it's kind of funny how this goes, but so I've been researching, like, why do we do this? Why, and it's been going on for a long time, is why do every year, they say it's because to create a fun holiday tradition. Well, I'll tell you what, ask Starlight, was it fun? No, because the reason why I wanted to make this video, not only to talk about Santa Claus, this is why everything is so messed up in the world, is because they did this lie about Santa Claus, got the whole, the radios involved in this, so on the radio you got to hear about Santa Claus, because then they're going to play music, they're going to like put it out there to deceive all these kids, getting the kids to believe that there's a Santa Claus. And then on the TV, I don't watch TV anymore, and I only watch YouTube and watch a deep diver out there, but to get help, to help me to become my greatest version. I get help, by watching YouTube, by watching things that are going to help me to become that change that I want to see in the world, like meditations, yoga, how to eat healthy and all that stuff. So Starlight doesn't have time to watch garbage, on the TV or internet. And this is what has been wrong with the world for a long time, is the matrix. We're in a simulation. And then there's people that know it. And, so everybody, just like the same thing with Santa Claus, is that everybody kind of keeps us into believing that this is real when it's not, like we're in a simulation, like a video game, like you're in a movie, and you're probably thinking, I'm crazy and that I need to go smoke some drugs today. Believe me, that would be the worst day to smoke some drugs through this time right now. This would not be a time for Starlight to smoke any marijuana. And so that's why I wanted to kind of do a little different on this video, is because we've been lied to from the beginning of time. We don't need parents in the community, the whole entire community, mostly, like maybe 75% of the people in the United States get involved in, celebrating about Christmas. Even churches do this shit. Why are churches celebrating a Santa Claus with Jesus? That's serving two masters. You're either good, and this is why I have to leave a group right now, is because I realize they're serving two masters. Starlight's like, you know what? I was going to volunteer. I was going to help out, and I just went to a blue Christmas, and it was really not good. It was really bad. And I'm like, oh my, what is a blue Christmas? It's really not a good thing to celebrate. I never knew there was a blue Christmas. And that's for people that are dealing with depression and lost people, and they're just sad around this time. And so you get a whole bunch of sad people in one big build, and what kind of energy do you think is flowing in the air? And I actually felt great before I went there, and I got totally drained because of all the negative energy in there. I didn't feel better leaving. I felt horrible after, so you got to protect yourself, and the truth will set you free, but it's going to piss you off. So so this is what I found on. I don't agree with everything I'm going to read here, but I'm just going to, I couldn't do this too long. I wanted to get this video out today before Christmas Day hits, and I wanted to get this out early enough. So so they say, oh yeah, it's just to have some fun. And there's a lot of kids, it might have not affected them at all, where they might later on decide, hey, yeah, let's do this with our children. But not every parent did the Christmas the same way as other parents, because not every parent out there in the world is honest to their kids. There's some kids out there, they came from abusive families and parents that lied to them. So by there's so many other kids that have gone through so much in their family, and to actually create this illusion that there's a Santa Claus and that he's real and that he's going to come down your chimney. And so is it right for parents to lie to their kids about it? This is the question. So what I've been learning here is this the other reason is learning experience. Some say that learning the truth about Santa can be a positive experience and doesn't have to be distressing. Well, it was very distressing. It's affected me. I'm at 53 years old, and Santa Claus has affected me ever since I found out. And I don't know, I had to been around 10 years old when I found out that Santa wasn't real. You know, I had kids tell me in school that Santa was not real. You know, I was sticking up for Santa Claus. You know, I was lied to by my family, you know, believing that it was true. You know, when your parents tell you something, it's supposed to be that they're honest. They're supposed to be a good example to their children. So this is another thing that I found, and according to most experts, lying to children about Santa Claus is not considered a healthy practice, as it can potentially undermine trust in the parents, child relationships, and could be seen as an unnecessary deception, even if it was meant to be a fun holiday tradition. Absolutely. That's exactly what happened with Starlight. You know, it can build up hatred in the child over their family, over their parents, because they were deceived. You know, it's devastating. And whoops, I got a clock going off. I don't know why my alarm. Where's Starlight supposed to be at 3 o'clock? So when you're in it, I'm gonna read more on this, but so yes, it is very devastating for some of the children. But when children start questioning the reality of Santa, it is generally considered best to be honest with them about the story origins. Yes, so you can't hide, that there's a Santa Claus. You know, the kids are going to see this goofy looking man running around with a big beard in a red and white suit. You know, maybe, who knows where Mrs. Claus is. And they really get into it everywhere. They even have deer. They even get the deer all dressed up. They even make it look like Santa Claus has got the reindeer. I mean, look at how far they really go to deceive all these children, you know, with a fake Santa Claus that, you know, there's no real Santa Claus. Children, there's absolutely not a real Santa Claus out there. So the other thing is impact on trust. This is, some argue that repeatedly lying to children about Santa Claus can erode their trust in their parents, as they will question other things that they are told. Absolutely. You know, once I found this out, bam, I didn't believe my parents at all. So I already was going through enough. Believe me, I don't even have to tell you. I was going through enough throughout my whole childhood, and that just was like, it's not adding the frosting, believe me, because frosting is sweet and nasty for your teeth, right? So developmental stage. So children are capable of understanding difference between fantasy and reality at a relatively young age. So perpetuating the Santa myth might not be necessary. So, but you know, if this is your first time being on Earth, you know, how do you know? Really, you're like, wow, okay, I'm here, and you're learning all these things, and then, you know, you got your family telling you that, you know, that Santa Claus is real. If I said, Ma, is Santa Claus real? And she says, yes. And, you know, that's just not really cool for the child to grow up being lied to like that. So, alternative approach: instead of focus on the lie of Santa Claus, parents can emphasize the spirit of giving, generosity, and the holiday tradition associated with character. So my whole look at this, you know, like if I was going to have kids right now, because after reading all this stuff and blah 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 about Santa Claus, and you know, so most of the kids came out fine through this, but there's rare cases like Starlight that did not come out great on this. It shouldn't have affected me at the age of 53, but it did, and it has, and it is. So hopefully next year I will be better, because this is why I don't celebrate Christmas. Now, I do have to say, like, if I was going to have children, what's so wrong with still letting the kids have presents, but take Santa out of there? Santa, they will see Santa Claus outside. You could still do fun stuff with your children during Christmas time. Instead of buying them junk, buy them things that they need, and also teach them about giving to others and being mindful of the gifts that are good to give. Things that people need. People don't need more decorations. People don't need, stuff that, toys that are just, like, not going to help them to learn anything. So, if you're going to do something like that, is to, teach them about, like, going to find people that have needs and say, hey, you know what, our family this year, we're gonna take our money, instead of buying everything for us, we'll just do a couple gifts for us. And you shouldn't get carried away at Christmas time. And this is, a lot of people out there, family members that don't have a lot of money. There's a lot of single moms. That's what happened to me. Single moms and single dads. They got one job and they got who knows how many kids. And here they're trying to celebrate for Christmas, and they don't have the money to go out and buy a whole bunch of presents and put it, even have a tree, So you really got to be mindful of how this is going to affect your children. And like my son already taught his son that's 5 years old that Santa's a fraud. But are they going to celebrate Christmas? More than likely they're going to go out and get presents for him, because he likes to open up gifts, so he can enjoy that special time. It's not his birthday, but they're my son's also teaching him about Jesus. But so we don't really need to really lie to the children about a Santa Claus, because it depending on how their childhood is going, are they in a happy environment, are they in a safe environment, that really can add to why children can be devastated when they find out they were lied to. And also, when children reach developmental stage, it is not helpful if we lie to them about fictional characters such as Santa. Of course, we need to discuss this. You don't have to discuss this with every child at any age, but if discussion comes up, or if the child asks questions, then the correct answer is the best choice. What age should children know about that Santa Claus is fake and not real? You don't know. You don't want to do it too early. This is what I don't agree with. You don't want to do it too early and spoil the magic for them, but you also don't want to wait too long and have them find out by someone else. A good rule of thumb is wait until they are old enough to understand complex and concepts and can handle disappointments around 7, 8. So here I'm older than, I was older. I was already past that age finding out, and it was devastating, and my Santa Claus, which this is Starlight's like wondering about this, is the wrapping paper was like the same wrapping paper from the year before. The writing, of course, was my mom's writing. And when we got gifts at Christmas time, they were used toys. So if there was any new toys, that would have been a shock, if it actually came from a store. It would have been something that came from an auction or a yard sale or a garage sale. So, that is the kind of family I grew up with. So, so anyway, of course, you can have a lot of fun with used toys because there's other people out in the world, they don't get shit for Christmas. So, I personally would, like, when they do ask, be honest to your children. You know, there's too many people out in the world that love to celebrate this, as foolish as it is, to deceive. But this is a big, huge problem in the world that we've been lied to the whole time. This is just another lie that they've added, to lie about a Santa Claus that doesn't exist. And, where we're being lied to about being in a matrix, and some of you won't get that, and I can't explain that, but we are in a stimulation here. This is not real, and you won't find that out, and you won't understand that right away. That does take time, but I wanted to add that in here because it's the same kind of thing. I really hope you do the right thing with your children. you know, um, don't lie to them though. If they ask you, the right thing to do is, this is what I was going to say is, what? When your children see Santa Claus and see the ads and all this and that, when they come to you and ask you, is Santa Claus real? Get them to use their brain. Get them to figure it out. Ask them questions to try to be that detective so they can learn about the things in the world is not always real. So that way they can be educated on that. Does it make sense that this big fat guy? I didn't have a chimney in a trailer. So not all kids having a chimney. Or a fire stove or whatever, a wood stove, with a chimney and stuff. So you can really educate your children in that way and get them to use their brains so then they can really figure it out on their own but be truthful with them. So anyway, I love you. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. I am sorry, I'm like weak today. I haven't eaten anything. We ain't had breakfast yet. I'm like so weak. But you can give this video a thumbs up. Plus, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Don't forget, you could share this video with your family, friends, a rabbit, and a tiger. Plus, you can also ring the notification bell. Ding, ding, ding. And you can also check out my playlist. Plus, follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Ding the Starlight. You're going to do what you want to do, but do what's right for your children because, you want to teach them, how to be a good detective, it just, you're going to do what you want to do. But if you're a Christian and you say you're a Christian and you go to church and then you got Santa Claus, well then you're serving two masters. That is why I have to leave this group of people. I don't want no part of Santa Claus. There's a Christmas party tomorrow, a dinner I was supposed to go to, and you know what? I can't handle the Christmas music out here. And I already seen the Santa Claus's bag full of stuff, to give to these people at this place that I was going to, but I'm not going to be a part of that because I'm not going to be serving the devil and God all at once, because that's really, if you're really celebrating Christmas with, I call him Satan Claus, well, that is the God of this world is Satan. God, the creator, has, we're supposed to celebrate the birth of Jesus. So you can't have both. You gotta pick one or the other. God really wants us just to pick one master, not two. And we all are going to have to deal with that one day throughout our life, how long we're going to be here is you can't serve two masters. And if you go to church and if you're Christian, that's in the Word of God. And that is what the whole devil thing is, the Satan Claus, is because that is taken away from from Jesus. That's what this whole thing is, to put your attention on a fake Santa Claus instead of the real reason for the time of the year. So anyway, and I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace. Whoops, peace.